Hi friends, my name is Rebecca Hollister. I'm one of your Leavenworth City Commissioners, and this is your City in 60. City in 60 is a series that I made where I summarize the latest City Commission meeting in 60 seconds or less so that you don't have to watch the entire hour-long video. Without further ado, let's put the clock on the screen and let's get started. First, we held a public hearing for a structure at 130 Logan Street, which had been damaged in a fire a few months ago. We voted to give the owner and developer up to 90 days to repair it before we consider demolition. Then we awarded contracts for one new garbage truck to add to our fleet and one new grapple truck. Then we heard 1 hour of public comment. All comments were about Core Civic. There were 43 people that spoke against Core Civic and 3 that spoke for it. There were approximately 50% residents and 50% non-residents who spoke, very roughly. Then we each had an opportunity to talk about the Core Civic situation before we took our vote on it. This was second consideration for the special use permit for Core Civic to operate, and the permit had 17 conditions. The vote was 4-1 to approve the special use permit, and Commissioner Hollister, which is me, was the only vote against it. We did it. I will say that there were also multiple interruptions throughout the course of the meeting, and a couple of people were removed from the chambers, and I believe 2 people were arrested because they were not cooperating with leaving the chambers. Of course, it was a very intense night. Afterward, I had pre-scheduled talking to the media, and I think a couple of the rest of us also wanted to talk to the media, but myself at least and a couple of the other commissioners were immediately escorted out of a different exit by the police just for our own safety. Thankfully, everybody remained safe. Nobody was hurt on that night, which is really good. Of course, there is so much that I want to say about this issue. I'll start with the most obvious first. All of us are getting negative comments on social media here and there and negative emails. That's pretty normal and expected. But some of the other commissioners are receiving threats, and this is entirely unacceptable. It is not okay. It's not okay to leave someone a message or text someone or email them saying that you know where they live or you know where they work or that you're going to do something to them. That is completely unacceptable, and if you do that, you are no friend of mine. Also unacceptable is blatant name calling and just using profanity at them. There is a way to express disappointment and disagree respectfully, and we need to make sure that we are doing that. I have the utmost confidence that all of the commissioners are acting in the best interests of Leavenworth. It's just sometimes each of us believes that that's something different or that there are different approaches to that. And that's normal. That's to be expected among a commission. But I know all of them personally. They are good people. A lot of them did not like the situation that we were in and struggled with that situation. And I won't say anything more because I'll let them speak for themselves. But please know that they are acting with Leavenworth's best interests at heart, and they deserve to be safe, and they deserve to let their voices be heard as well. Now, as for me, I voted no because I would have supported a motion to remand the issue back to the Planning Commission so that they could consider some different things further. I had a little statement that I read, and I mentioned 4 particular issues about the special use permit, which included the length of the permit, religious access, future litigation matters, and the event of default clause, which basically has to do with the terms as to when we can rescind the special use permit if a violation occurs. I would have wanted to explore different solutions to these things, and I will say that if I knew on February 3rd, which was, I believe, the day after the Planning Commission meeting, what I know now, there are things I, of course, would have done differently. I would have wanted to organize maybe a special meeting of the commissioners, perhaps an executive session so that we could talk with our attorney about all of these different things and really get into the meat of the situation, and that I could really dig into some of the things I wanted to change to the permit. I really wish I had done that By the time that I realized that was an option, it was almost a little too late. And, you know, that's part of the problem with dealing with an issue of this magnitude only 3 months in, is sometimes you don't know the process, and sometimes you don't even know what questions to ask to learn the process. And I say that not as an excuse, but just to tell you what's kind of on my mind and how I want to improve in the future if we ever deal with a situation like this again. So while there were specific parts of the permit that I didn't feel met all of the development regulations and the golden factors, the reality is that the main reason I voted no is because I wanted to deliberate more, and I didn't feel like I had enough information to confidently vote yes. So what now? Because the city did vote to pass the permit. Well, the 17th condition did create an oversight committee or task force. I think they're working on naming it now. So the next step will be for Mayor Bowder to set that up. I know she's working on it. She's going to have people who have a lot of various areas of expertise in there. She is the one who would be appointing people to that task force. And so I'm really excited to see where that goes, and hopefully I'll get to address some of my concerns through that task force as well. Again, if you hear any rumors, or if you have any questions or concerns about anything, I always encourage you to ask me, because we all are having rumors about us. Some are kind of amusing, and then some are concerning. So please just don't believe what you hear from others if they didn't see what happened or heard what happened, and just ask us specifically if you hear something. And please just be kind. It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to criticize politely. But at the end of the day, we are all people who, we did sign up for this. We are elected officials, but we are also not the same as, you know, Congress people or the president. We are just members of our community. We work in our communities, and we live here, and we want to make sure that people are safe. And so please just continue to be kind. That's it, everybody. Stay safe, and let me know if you need anything. Thanks, guys.